Hello everybody, welcome to OCHD and welcome to another Jump Heroes news video. We skipped out yesterday's reveal, didn't make a video on that, mainly because it was somewhat disappointing, and I guess we'll talk about it today. I just really didn't feel like making a video about those reveals. They didn't interest me that much. But now we've got a few more characters to work with. So let's start off with the characters that were revealed today. We, of course, have Cascade from Midori no Makibel. We were expecting Cascade to be released. We were told that Cascade would release on Christmas Day, because Christmas Day is the Arima Kinen, which is a Japanese horse race. And they wanted to release him at the same time as that, or on the same day, I guess. Probably not at the same time. And well, they are doing that, and he is in fact a limited. Now, I would say I am just a tiny bit disappointed that we didn't get anything else from Midori no Makibel, even if it was like a V2 Makibel or something like that. I know some people would be like, oh, like, why do you care or whatever, but it's kind of crazy they're giving Midori no Makibel a limited. It only has 3 characters, and well, I mean, this will be the 3rd character, I should say, and I feel like that doesn't really happen that often. I feel like it wouldn't have been that bad to just do like a 2nd version of Makibel or something, but we're not getting that. But we are getting Cascade. I've got to say, the sprite does look good. I'm very intrigued to see what the general response will be. I mean, so far from what I've seen, it's actually relatively positive. I mean, there are still some people that are just like, who? What? How is that? Why? How's that limited? I don't get it. But very cool. And people that know from the Ori collection days, they will remember Cascade. And very cool to see in Jump Heroes. And I think we really don't have that many characters that are just an animal. Like, we have some characters where it's like a person and an animal, or a person that transforms into an animal, or something like that. There are very few instances in Jump. I can hardly think of any where it's just an animal. I guess the penguin, I cannot remember the name of it. I think it's Hiroshi or something like that, or Hiroyuki maybe. There's not that many. So very cool, very cool. And then we have Paula McCoy from Nisekoi. Now, we've actually seen the scans from Weekly Shonen Jump that have revealed that Paula is actually going to be a standard gacha unit, which is a little bit strange. This event, by the way, as I suspected, I don't know to what extent I said this in previous videos, but it's not just like one long event. It's split into parts. We're not exactly sure how those parts are going to be split up right now, but what we do know is the first part of the event is going to have the release of the not Nisekoi, obviously, Magical Patissiere Kosaki-Chan as a limited. And we also have, well, obviously this standard gacha. This is where it gets a little bit unclear. We have the other girls from Magical Patissiere Kosaki-Chan, Chitoge, or Gorilla Girl, I can't remember her title, Gorilla Girl. She is going to be a free-to-play unit, it seems. And then Marika is going to be a gacha unit. Now, I would assume that means that Marika is appearing on the banner with with Magical Patissiere Kosaki-Chan. That's going to get annoying. With Onodera, I assume they're appearing on the same banner. That is what would make sense to me. And the event we talked about before, which was Jump Heroes Operation Christmas Cake, That event starts on the 14th and ends on the 26th, which I think I did say before. I did think it would end on the 26th. But that's only part of this event. And I'm a little bit unclear on... I'm assuming Boa is part of this event, because she's in the app icon. And we know that obviously the 3 girls from Magical Patisserie Kosaki-Chan are involved. And so Paula, who is involved in this part of the event, if she's Gacha, does that mean that she's going to be on Boa's banner? I don't actually know. She might just be a standalone Gacha. Could be a boost Gacha, something like that. But it's interesting. Certainly interesting. Not a character I was expecting to see. Certainly not as Gacha. But I guess for the Nisukoi fans, there you go. There you go. And then finally, we have Momo. I forgot the rest of her name. Momo Akane Gakubo from Shokugeki no Soma. And she's going to be part of this event. She's going to be an event unit. So, kind of surprising. Shokugeki no Soma seems to... Like, the devs are not in any way, shape, or form willing to commit to a Shokugeki no Soma, like, actual feature festival, or even, like, a mini feature, or anything like that. But they have released a lot of Shokugeki no Soma stuff in little bits. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Boa Hancock has been added to the game again, version 2. This is the second Boa Limited, which sort of rubs me the wrong way, because I know she's, of course, like, one of the Shichibukai, and she's quite a popular character, so I get why she would have been limited at least once. But, you know, like, Jinbei got demoted. He's like a hero grade unit. Doflamingo was an event unit. Mihawk is a limited, to be fair, but he didn't get 2 different versions of his character. And who else is, like, in the Shichibukai? I'm really struggling here. Like, it depends on the time of year. Crocodile, Static Gacha, Moria was an event unit. Like, generally speaking, it's a bit of a mix, but I really feel like none of them were really deserving of 2 limiteds. And obviously this Boa came out before on the Taiwan server, and she was a limited over there. But I kind of felt a bit like maybe she'll be demoted to like a hero grade unit or an event unit. Event unit would have made a lot more sense. If it was like Valentine's Day and the big bad boss of Valentine's Day was a free-to-play Boa, that would have made a lot of sense to me. But no, she's a limited. We have 2 limited Boas now. I don't feel great about it. I've got to be honest, it's not a solid pick. Obviously, you could see it as they are padding out this event a little bit, so Christmas feels like there's a bit more to do, there's a bit more to summon for, whatever. And they do like to have a big draw from a big series, so in that regard, I guess it's fine. But all the people that saw that and were very unhappy, yeah, I'm kind of with you. I'm kind of with you on it. But one thing that I would say is kind of cool is we've got a new version of Perona. And the reason I like a new version of Perona over a new version of Boa is because the Perona we have from before is a hero grade unit. And it looks like this is going to be an event unit. So they're 2 different things. And like I'm kind of fine with that. But with Boa having 2 and they're both limited, it's awful. It feels dirty. It feels dirty. So they're going to expect people to summon for that. Good luck to those who cannot resist. But luckily for me, I will be strong. I will resist. And I guess this is pretty much everything from the event, now that we've seen all the characters. I'm assuming, now that we've seen that scan, that the first part of the event is these 3 girls, Boa and Perona, and then these 2 girls. And then the next part of the event would be Cascade and the 3 Christmas girls. That's what I'm guessing, but it is a little bit confusing, because that means there's only 4 characters in the second part of the event, but then again, the second part of the event is not as long. And yeah, it's weird But I actually think, all in all, it's a pretty nice event. We've got a nice selection of characters. There are definitely complaints you can make, and I have already made some. But I'm pretty happy. I am pretty happy. Obviously, the big pick for me is like we're getting a new series, so I'm very happy about that. I might be tempted to pull a Kosaki-Chan, but probably not. Just because we know that Roboco is going to be coming in January, and I see a lot of people saying I don't think she's going to be limited. But realistically, if Kosaki-Chan is added and is immediately made limited, Roboco, which is the first series to be added since the game launched, you know, the first series to be added to the game that was created after the game launched. There we go, got there in the end. The fact that it's the one that holds that title, it is the series that holds that title, I feel like Roboco just has to be a limited. If Kosaki-Chan can be a limited, 100% Roboco can be a limited. And other than that, I mean, in terms of the other characters we have here, I suppose there is a chance there's more characters. I feel like it's unlikely, but I suppose there is a chance. But for now, I think it's not a bad little lineup. We'll see how everything looks a bit more clearly tomorrow. We're going to have the data download for the first part of the event. We're going to have the news for the first part of the event. And I guess we'll see. But that's not all. Oh, by the way, finally seeing Roboco in game is so weird. It's like you shouldn't... How are you here? I'm quite excited to see more series get this sort of treatment. By the way, we have the information for Jump Festa, and it's looking a lot like all it's going to be is Jumputi Heroes has a booth at Jump Festa. So they're going to be like, you can take a picture as if you're on the Jumputi boat, and they're going to have some Jumputi merchandise for sale. But realistically, I'm not really expecting anything major, except maybe a few little rewards here and now. I'm not expecting any announcements, really. I'm not expecting any like major updates or you know, series reveals or anything like that. It would be nice if we did get those things, but I'm trying to temper my expectations, because so far this year, if you look at the roadmap, anything that appears in that little campaign section where Jump Festa is, where, you know, like where the autumn reading campaign, all that stuff, so far all of those have amounted to almost nothing in terms of rewards, in terms of content, in terms of anything. So not getting my hopes up too much. But that's not all we have to talk about today, because on the Taiwan version, they are beginning their 3.5 anniversary event. Now, Taiwan are a little bit notorious with their special celebration events. Sometimes they just copy what we did for our special celebration event, and other times they release the smallest possible, tiniest little crumb of content that they could possibly give. And this time, it was the crumb. It was the crumb one. Because we do, as you can see, have a new Kakashi, who I must say, sprite looks nice. This has to be a limited. When he comes out on the Japan server, he has to be limited. People need a limited Kakashi on the JP server. Now, one of the big draws of this event is they are bringing back all the Taiwan exclusive limiteds. Obviously, at this point, some of these characters have released on the Japanese server, but they did come out first on Taiwan, and some of them, I mean, Garp is not a limited on the Japan server. Mirio is, I think his kit is different though. And as you can see, there's a bunch of others. Again, came out first on the Taiwan server, and as it is a Naruto event, there is a Naruto limited and hero pickup gacha, and there we go. These are the characters that... No, they're not... I was about to say these are the characters that are still exclusive. Well, Light and Ryuk are, but these two aren't at this point. But yeah, it's not a lot of content. They've released Kiribito, which is the only farmable from this event. It's a cool unit, I guess. If you're going to add like a tiny little crumb of Naruto content, I suppose that's fine. We've got Obito's Mangekyo Sharingan as an emblem. There is also a stage where you defeat Obito and you get a special aura costume for this Obito. And here's a bunch of returning events. I believe some of these are still... That one is still exclusive to Taiwan. This stage is completely different to the one that we got on Japan. Because this Kabuto doesn't have an aura costume on Japan, I believe. And then this stage is exclusive to Taiwan. Some of these are not exclusive, so I don't really know why they're here. But oh, and this stage is definitely exclusive to the Taiwan server. But yeah, so it's kind of weird. I gotta be honest with you. I don't understand the idea of being like, let's celebrate together our anniversary. Don't worry about the Japan server. This is our anniversary. We're like, yes, it's your anniversary. It's like, we're going to release 2 characters for the entire celebration. One of them's a limited and one of them's free to play. It's kind of dead, but I like the Kakashi, so I'm kind of with it. They might release more. They have in the past done events like this where they release, like I said, the little crumb, but then maybe like after a week or so, you get another little crumb from another series. Maybe One Piece this time. Maybe Dragon Ball. Who knows? So this might not be everything. But I don't really know what to expect. So for now, I just look forward to this Kakashi being added to the Japan server. Don't know when that's going to be. I think logically, him coming around February, because we're going to need some limiteds to pad stuff out around then. That'd make sense, but... other than that, I think that's pretty much all we have to talk about until the full news drops tomorrow. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.